What's up, everybody? Here we are. Welcome to another episode of 3 for 3.
3 for 3, new and refined set.
A little bit, just a little bit. Hopefully this doesn't get too distracting. We probably don't think it will. But you know, it's distracting. These news. Can't get away from it. If you don't know what's happening, get informed. The government is going to get shut down. Jobs are going to be lost everywhere. Now, I know it's crazy, but there are people that say that is a good thing. How can that ever be a good thing? That's something that will be a good thing. It can't. With that argument, how can you say that it's a good thing?
Keep it the intro.
Well, we're going to discuss it. We're going to say what our opinions are. Should the government get the funding that it deserves to some eyes, or will other goals just prevail? Will different key points be key in... Damn, I'm slacking it there.
You got big ass words. Alright. So what do you think?
What is your opinion on the government being shut down? What are priorities need to be set?
I think the government shutdown. What do you think about the government shutdown?
The government cannot get shut down. The priority should always be to keep as many people in a good state as possible. That is, with a job and with a roof under their heads. If you shut the government down for it, you know that it can't be at least for the foreseeable future, because you can't say that, because hopefully you would think that people will get their things back together. But odds are that we'll probably be in the government shutdown for at least a couple of weeks. And just the amount of money that we would lose in that just would probably leave us in a path that is way too... It's a hole that is too deep to dig out of.
It's a lot of money, but it's not like... I don't know. Considering our national debt, it's not like a substantial amount impacting it. Like, I remember last time we shut down, which is what, 2 years ago, I think, right? It was something like we ended up losing like 20 billion, which is like a fuck ton of money. But like compared to, the rest of things, I guess it depends if you think a government shutdown would be a good thing or not. Because if it is, then it's, I guess, in some ways not a big enough price to pay. So like it would be worth it. But like I see no benefit in a government shutdown. Like I know when it happens, like they make essential workers, whatever they define as essential workers, go in, and then like anyone who like works for the government otherwise like goes home.
The same video we did.
Maybe I don't know, but point being, that's dumb funny. But point being, I know they were saying something about like they'll still get paid, but like they don't get paid until they actually end up going back to work. So for people that are living like check to check, or they need the money now kind of thing, like obviously that hurts them, and like I just don't. In the long term, I don't know if it benefits, but I don't see any benefit to a government shutdown. Like I don't see how it helps anyone.
Will be on the side of the Democrats that if they can shut down the government over the DACA issue, it looks like they as a party are standing up to this guy who's obviously saying racist shit or racist things like on the news. Like he's calling countries countries, and the rhetoric around Trump right now is that he's racist, right?
It's not that people aren't standing up though. Like I guess if your point is that like
this is the ultimate stand up for the Democrats. Like
but is it worth it to hurt other people in the long run? Like is it worth it in the long run? Is it like
we did all we could against this racist president, right? And for midterm elections, that kind of like campaign, like that kind of like political thought is important to get people excited.
But the thing is,
I guess, but is the sacrifice
Democrats are gonna look at that as a good move.
Will they? The immediate results of that are just not good, and like that's what people care about now. There's things that have already been happening for the past 5 years.
Yeah, but a lot of things that are like
hundreds of thousands of people are already being deported. People are not going to be happy with us like taking action now and shutting the government down and not. Like these.
But what I will argue is like a lot of times like immediate action. Like the long-term effects are better than like even though you could get better immediate effects by not shutting down the government, if the long-term effects benefit like with the DACA program and like you were saying with the Democrats and people standing up against Trump and stuff, like if you're just looking at immediate stuff, it might not be as beneficial as waiting for like long-term things to happen, because like keep on like repeatedly do
happen under Donald Trump. We're not going to get positive immigration.
That's what I'm saying. Like is if we take a bigger sacrifice now, it'll be worth it in the long run. It'll pay off more than it would by just doing an immediate change now that will have no sacrifice in turn. So like sometimes, my point is basically sometimes you have to sacrifice more to get more back, and that might be a benefit of shutting down the government. But I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So you gotta do it. This is the one chance. He just got done saying these are shithole countries.
Shithole countries.
Yeah, like
I
the
guess
last month
one
he's
does
been
have to take a
saying
stand to that.
with like North Korea and the racist stuff and like DACA, like it's
Like,
it's
that's
not a
the
good
event
month
that
for
really
him.
convinced people. Like a lot of people have been saying he's racist from the rip, off rip.
Yeah.
But that's the event that got like people who were kind of like on the fence to come over to like.
It was a very big statement, but like I feel like I guess you could say that. It's
And
swayed.
politically, you need
It's
to
swayed.
use that, and that's what you use to shut down the government right now. You look like the Crusaders who are fighting, and then when midterms come, they're going to say the Republicans have control of the House and the Senate, but the government shut down. How can you blame the Democrats for a shutdown if you have majorities in both houses and that you have the president?
I mean, yeah.
No one else. There's nowhere else to look for the blame. I guess.
That's what I'm saying. That's why this is the best chance to do it.
All right. I guess if
Democrats
you're willing to look past a lot of things,
Yeah.
then I guess it is okay. But the truth is that in less than an hour, our government could be shut down once these votes pass. Only these senators know what's best. Hopefully, they got good interest in mind.
Well, luckily I'm not in America, so good luck, guys.
Hopefully, we like to think America's looking out for everybody.
UK, where you at?
Yo, Brexit's not a great thing either, but that's a separate topic.
Brexit's
But
not. How do you feel about that? What's Brexit like?
I mean, not a lot of people like it, and it's basically, the reason it hasn't gone through now is because people are trying to like stop it from happening. But basically, within the next year, it's basically like everything is going to go in place, and it like affects everything, especially immigration. So like for what I'm trying to do, like coming in, like they make the process a lot more difficult because the rules change with Brexit and stuff. Like there's just like little things for people who are trying to immigrate here or like get visas here that make it more difficult. So
like it's harder to enter the country because of
yeah, and I've talked to a few people here and there that are from other countries, like whether it be like Eastern Europe or Asia or Africa and stuff, and they're like, yeah, this country kind of just doesn't like immigrants, and they're kind of racist too and stuff. So
And that's why the Democrats have to shut the shit down. Man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's the same thing. Like right now, people can look at us and be like, "This is a racist country," and it's always been like that. But like right now, it's not. Like it's right on the iron.
Well, because before it was like, yeah.
When you're big leaders are
This
acting
man
like
right
this.
here.
That man,
Yeah.
the biggest of all leaders. When
It's
he's
cool.
saying when he's saying the things that he's saying, things need to change. Apparently, that's all we got time for today. Everybody, leave your comments down below for the government shutdown. It'll probably be shut down by the time you watch this video.
Yes, hopefully not.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well.
But everyone losing their job.
When you say hopefully or hopefully not, I thought you were saying. No, I don't. I don't think. Do they lose their job or they're just like?
Nigga,
like
shut
I
the
don't
fuck
think.
up. I'm giving you a heartfelt condolence. Like,
To the country.
All right.
Everyone losing
Well,
their job. I don't want you to lose your job. I'm sorry for that. I hope that the government fixes it because the government shouldn't prohibit you from feeding your family and everything like that. So,
Basic
I'm
human
sorry.
rights over everything.
yeah, you have the right to a job. And politicians shouldn't use politics to just take that away from you. Because it's not a game, it's real people's lives.
Leave your thoughts down below.
So, DC, you gotta fix that.
Don't forget, subscribe, comment. We're out.
Under below. Alright, peace.
All right. Peace.
Nation.
USA!